Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. If you're new here, if you could smash the subscribe button, it really helps me out. And also, if you could hit the like, just goes a long way for channel visibility. Anyway, I thought I would resume with my heavyweight prospect series. And today, we will be talking about Ukrainian heavyweight Viktor Vykhrst. Now, Viktor Vykhrst is a 27-year-old heavyweight from Ukraine. He is listed as 6'5" and he is an orthodox fighter. Just for reference, in Germany, where he signed a promotional agreement, he's actually changed his name to Viktor Vykhrst, just to really appeal to the German market more, but his name is actually Viktor Vykhrst, and he's Ukrainian. Now, Viktor Vykhrst was a very good amateur. He was one of the best amateurs in the world for quite some time. He is a two-time European Championship gold medalist. In the amateurs, he does have a few notable wins. For example, he beat the highly rated, highly regarded Italian amateur Clemente Russo. He also beat his fellow countryman, Vladislav Sirenko. So he's beat some of the best in the world in the amateurs, and his pedigree is fairly impressive. Now, like I said, Viktor Vykhrst is 27 years old, so he's still got a fair amount of time on his side. He's recently turned pro in Germany, and he's only had one fight. He won that first fight by a first or second round knockout, and he looked fairly impressive. Just when you initially look at his style, you can tell Viktor Vykhrst isn't one of these late starters to the game. You can tell from his style that he's got a lot of schooling and a lot of amateur experience. For a big man of 6'5", he's fairly light on his feet, and his hand speed, to me, looks fairly impressive. He's got a very quick 1-2, a quick jab, in which he throws that right hand behind it, and that's a really good combination. He also has a fairly effective left hook. Again, another really quick shot. He can hook off a jab, he can mix that hook in there with combinations. And yeah, his athletic ability, to me, looks fairly impressive. Like I said, the hand speed for a big man is quite impressive. His footwork is also another impressive aspect of his game. Likes to kind of fight off a bounce, like bouncing off the balls of his feet, and he kind of manages distance really well, and he's got a good habit of catching you at the end of his shots. He knows his distance, he knows his range, and he knows when he can throw those straight punches. And to me, he does bear some resemblance to Vladimir Klitschko in terms of style. Just very athletic, excellent straight puncher, and he's just technically sound. And listen, to me, he's a guy who has substantial upside. When people talk about heavyweight prospects, I always kind of hear the same names mentioned when people are talking about like the A-caliber prospects. And we hear the names of like Daniel Dubois, Arslanbek Makhmudov, Filip Hrgovic, even Bakadir Jalilov. We hear these guys mentioned, but nobody really mentions Viktor Vykhrst. And I truly believe this guy has a very high ceiling, and his ability, to me, is fairly impressive. I'm quite impressed with what I see so far early in his career, and obviously as an amateur, he's got some good pedigree, so I actually expect Viktor Vykhrst to have a pretty good pro career. He's got the amateur credentials, he's still fairly young, and I like what I see from his style. I think his style could actually work in the pro game. Just a really pleasing boxer on the eye. I really enjoy his style. Now, as a pro, he's only 1-0 so far, so he is quite some way off, and he does need a few learning fights. But again, I expect Viktor Vykhrst to be fast-tracked fairly quickly. Not crazily, but within sort of 10 fights, he's going to be fighting fringe-level contenders. That's the type of pace I'm kind of expecting from Viktor Vykhrst, because there's no good giving this guy 30 knockover jobs, because he's already learned so much in the amateurs. He's already been fighting the best in the world in the amateur ranks. So wasting 3-4 years fighting nobodies wouldn't be good for him. A few easy fights early on, 4 or 5 easy fights in quick succession, and then slowly start moving through the levels. Get different styles in there, get durable guys, and I think this guy could develop into a good heavyweight. I really do. He's one of the lesser talked about heavyweight prospects right now, but I'm going to go out and say it, I think he's one of the most impressive, to be honest. I think Viktor Vykhrst could be a problem in the future. But we'll see what happens, Heavyweight prospects, in my opinion anyway, are always harder to judge than prospects in other divisions, because in the heavyweight division, it's one wrong move and you get knocked out, and that can be curtains for your career. If you match guys incorrectly and the prospect comes unstuck, that can really dent his confidence, and then maybe he doesn't fulfill his potential. We've seen that with a lot of prospects in the heavyweight division, even guys who don't necessarily lose. Look at F.A. Ajagba, for example. He's had a couple of nondescript performances, and he doesn't look, quite as confident now. So the heavyweight division is always harder, in my opinion, to predict who's going to be the next big guy, the next big thing. But I still enjoy doing it, and Viktor Vykhrst, for me, is one of these prospects who I rate extremely highly in the division. One of my sort of top 5 prospects in the heavyweight division. Anyway, share your thoughts below. I'm going to try and get some more of these videos done, these heavyweight prospect videos. I didn't realise it was that long since I last done one. I think it's been a couple of months. And yeah, this series, I'm looking to kind of continue this throughout this channel, really. So anyway, share your thoughts below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.